Hey, what's up guys? John here. In Spain, the government is now beginning to expropriate beachfront homes, hotels, all land. And this situation is coming here to America.
Sea levels are rising, speeding up natural erosion,
putting tens of millions in the path of future floods.
Some 150 million people could be affected by rising sea levels by 2050.
This isn't my opinion. The CEO of the world's largest bank, JP Morgan Chase, has just came out and said that we may have to seize private property to enact these initiatives. Now, what I find very, very fascinating is what's unfolding inside of the real estate market, the economy. Everything is changing. And when you start to pay very close attention to these changes, you're going to be able to put yourself in a better situation than most people. Because most people are not following the real details, what's really happening in the economy, what's really going on in the real estate market. Because everything that we know about America, everything that we know about the world's economy, went through a massive shift 4 years ago. And every single year thereafter has changed more and more and more. And I promise you, over the next couple of years, we will see so much change unfolding in the world's economy that it will make your head spin. Those that are prepared, those that are positioned for it, those that are following the real details, the real facts, the real laws that are unfolding will have a real advantage. In this video, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on to help you and position you for what I believe is going to be the greatest transfer of wealth in American history. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. YouTube will share this content to educate other people about what's going on in the world's economy. If you'd like to fix your credit, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for Monday. Take a look at this. This is unreal. Spain's Minister of Ecological Transition is understood to be drafting an amendment to regulations under the coast laws that takes account of the impact of this situation. The amendment is said to contemplate the expropriation of hotels, homes, beach bars, beach clubs in exchange for granting owners use of these properties for 30 years with a possible extension of 30 more years. A Spanish national, quoting a leading lawyer, basically says that this is okay and it's going to be reclassified as being this domain. But when you look at this situation, what they said is you're not going to be allowed to renovate unless there's permission from the Spanish government. So after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the kitchens, the bathrooms, all the appliances, the actual infrastructure of the house, the plumbing, you're going to start having these problems. How many people, if you own beachfront property in Spain, are going to be able to get these permissions? Not many, right? Obviously, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing this. And so when you see this situation, what's going to unfold in Spain, is this really just Spain, right? Is this really just Spain, or is this going to be a worldwide thing? I'm betting it's going to be a worldwide thing, and here's why I'm betting this. JP Morgan Chase, this is look at this, biggest bank in the world, JP Morgan Chase, by a landslide, it's shocking. What he said is in his annual letter to shareholders, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon suggested that the U.S. government and these corporations may have to seize citizens' private property. Think about this. This isn't like some tinfoil hat. This is coming from the CEO of the world's largest bank. This is what he is saying. To enact these initiatives, while there is still time to starve off these disasters. Dimon declared Tuesday the government's businesses and non-governmental organizations may need to invoke eminent domain in order to get the adequate investments fast enough for grid, solar, wind, and pipeline initiatives. Eminent domain is a legal term that describes the government using its power to expropriate beach or private property for public use, provided the government provides private owners proper compensation. Now, that proper compensation is based on the value in which they set, not the value in which the property owner set. And so when you see this change that's unfolding in the world, it is naive to deny this. Because when you see what they're saying here, rising sea levels to flood nearly 650,000 oceanfront properties across America, right, in the next 24 or 26 years. And what I believe we're going to start to see here, nearly 650,000 parcels of oceanfront property in the U.S. that currently sit on dry land will be at least partially submerged within 30 years due to rising sea levels from this problem. According to the sobering research study released Thursday by this entity, the effects will strain the pocketbooks of not only property owners who eventually find themselves under the constant threat of coastal flooding, but also cities, counties who rely on those property taxes to help fund schools, emergency services, and utilities. Sea levels are forecast to rise through the century as the planet warms. Now, what I think is going to happen is I believe we're going to see lenders and insurance companies pull back in such a massive fashion over the next couple of years along all coastal properties all throughout America. I believe we're going to see a massive change in lending that's about to unfold here. Now, what they say here is on the next front of fighting this, it's going to be your home. Now, in Los Angeles, which is, depending on where in Los Angeles, if it's downtown LA, maybe it's, 20 miles from, Venice, Santa Monica, through the, ocean there. But when you look at what LA is doing, they aim to electrify all buildings in the next 26 years, right? So they set this target saying that the same date is going to be in 26 years, and now they want to electrify all buildings because it's going to be better for the environment, right? And so when you see this, what they say here is that there could also be challenges ahead for property owners who could be required to start work as soon as next year, right? Soon as next year. Now, they say this is going to be better for tenants because it's going to be healthier in home appliances, and they also even go on to say that, this could dramatically improve the lives of Angelenos and even help efforts to improve the affordability of housing. If the property owners have to invest a lot of money in their properties, and they already paid such a high cost basis to get in these properties, you have insurance companies pulling out of California, at the rate in which they are, how can rents go down, right? They're going to go up unless massive regulation is going to push these property owners out of these properties, and then there's going to be, nonprofits, there's going to be governmental agencies, there's going to be, these, economical, environmental programs that are going to go out there and raise capital to go out there and deploy it into these properties, right? That's the only way, because there's no other way that rents will be able to go down, yet all these costs be added onto these properties. But this is what's already unfolding. It's already law. And now California, they say they won't let homeowners insurance companies raise rates, so they're leaving. So they're going to, this is a massive rug pull in the real estate market. This is a massive, massive rug pull. And I've been warning about this because I find it very fascinating just connecting the dots on all this to kind of see where we're actually headed, where our real estate market's headed, where the economy is actually headed. Because, for example, White House just announced yesterday that, under new regulations to be announced Monday, yearly rent will be capped at 10%, according to senior administration officials. Some economists estimate the measure could apply to more than 1 million homes. Now, there's going to be more information that's going to be coming out on Monday about this, but it's very easy to see this. For example, CNBC, this is coming from the CEO of Redfin. He came out saying that, increasingly it's going to get harder to get insurance. It's going to get harder to get a loan for these properties because the lenders are going to see the writing on the wall that it's collateral risk, right? And when you're, the CEO of Redfin, probably have some really powerful backers, probably have some really great intel about what the future is going to look like. And he was telling us this, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is what's unfolding. For example, federal building performance standards require agencies to cut energy use and electrify equipment and appliances to achieve, Scope 1. Scope 1 in the next 6 years, right? This is all unfolding. In, Los Angeles, in order to meet state Senate Bill 32's goal to reduce this by 40% below 1990 levels, California will need to require all electric new construction across all building types for the 2025 code, right? So what I find very fascinating is when you look at what this world is actually turning into. It's turning into a different place. We're not operating in 2018, 2015 type of underwriting standards where you go out there and buy a property based on, potential rents and, rent growth and, the neighborhood and, what you could possibly do with the property. Today, the real winning is going to be done on those that can foresee problems and they can pivot and navigate in accordance with what's actually unfolding here. Because most people are not doing that. Most people are operating in 2015, 2018, 2019 standards, saying, you know what, everything is going to be fine, we're going to go back to normal. Those people are going to get wiped out, in my opinion. Those people are going to be in really, really big trouble because all these laws are, it's going to be expensive to comply with a lot of these laws. But those that have the equity, those that have the cash, those that have the credit, those that have the, game plan, they're going to be able to navigate more and more and more. Now, for example, this situation with rent caps, what they said here is, it's going to apply to a lot of low-income housing tax credit, finance multifamily properties. Those that own property outright in cash, those that don't have a mortgage, those that, actually own their property, sure, you're going to pay property taxes. So in some right, it's, you're not going to own it fully 100%. But if you own it outright, you have no mortgage, you're going to have a lot more flexibility. You're going to have a lot more authority over your property. And what I believe is going to happen is as we start to see the economy change, the job market change, we start to see all of these new, impacts impacting the real estate market and housing market. We're going to see a lot of people lose their properties, and we're going to see institutional investors, deep-pocket investors, large corporations step forward and buy tons and tons of properties outright with no mortgage, and they're going to be able to manipulate the housing market in a way in which a lot of people can't even understand, right? Now, just to show just how far the world's changing, I saw this, it just came out, I don't know, an hour ago, and already has 40,000 views, 140,000 views, right? 140,000 views literally just came out about an hour ago, 30 minutes ago. And what President Biden just declared for Easter Sunday is no longer Easter. I mean, it's this day of visibility, right? Is this day of visibility. So this is, the world's changing. Whether you, agree with this or disagree with this, the world without doubt is changing. And everything that we know and everything we once knew about America's economy, how real estate worked, how investing worked, is going to go through a really, really big change over the next couple of years. Position yourself accordingly. If you are investing in real estate, really look at the new building standards, the building codes that are going to be applicable in your local market. Pay very close attention to what's happening in rents, where rent growth is in your market. Those that are taking all this information in before making an investment are going to have a real big advantage and a real big leg up. What do you think about this entire situation? Drop below. Let's have a conversation about this. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself, what I believe is going to be the greatest transfer of wealth in America's history, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for Monday. Catch you next video.